Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you, man, are all doing well today. I really do hope that Chelsea 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. That's right, Jose Mourinho's Spurs strolled down to Stamford Bridge, and as we all expected, they stunk the gaff up. They remain top of the league. The points are shared. Chelsea probably had the better of it in this game, certainly in the second half, well, in the first half at periods as well. A frustrating end to this big, huge, gargantuan fixture, yet Chelsea remain undefeated for 14 games now? I'm not so sure. Let me know in the comment section below. This is your match review. I'm going to talk about player performances and how the game went and what it means. Please do consider subscribing to this channel if you're new. Daily uploads, you might like it. Boys, hit the like button if you still think Chelsea can win the league. I know I do. So hey, I might even like my own video. Alright then, enough of this nonsense. Let's get into it. So, Chelsea, Tottenham, Lampard, Mourinho, how was this game gonna go? I predicted a Chelsea win 2-1. We all knew Jose was gonna stink the gaff up, but I assumed he'd be more successful on the counter-attack than he was today. Chelsea were cautious because if you concede to this current Jose Mourinho Tottenham side, if you go 1-0 down, damn, this game is going to become difficult. It's actually like vintage Mourinho, isn't it? Like Inter Milan, Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Like when he was good, you go a goal down, you're screwed. So Chelsea controlled the game, played the majority of the football in Tottenham's half, and fortunately, Harry Kane and Heung-min Son didn't get a sniff, so that part of the game plan from Lampard was pretty darn immaculate. I understand why neither Havertz or Pulisic started, yet they came on, and I understand why Giroud didn't start but came on because Tammy is developing as a player. But in hindsight, and of course things are always easier in hindsight, I think Giroud should have started, although Tammy was integral in defending a couple of corners. Anyway, no goals to talk about, but let's pull up that who scored graphic and look at the match statistics and lineup. Jose Mourinho went with his 4-2-3-1, which is pretty much a 4-5-1. To be honest, it's 11 man behind the ball most of the time. I was uncertain if Frank Lampard was going to go with the 3-back system, but he opted to stay with his 4-3-3, Edouard Mendy in goal, Reece James, Ben Chilwell in the fullback positions with first choice centre-back partnership Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma in the back line. N'Golo Kante keeps his CDM role with Mason Mount, who's been in scintillating form in the left centre mid number 8 role. Kovacic came in. I thought Havertz might start, but I understand why Kovacic came in. I think he was actually quite good in this game in terms of defending transition and carrying the ball up the pitch, which we probably needed. Abraham, Werner and Ziyech complete a front three that completes Chelsea's starting 11. Of course, substitute appearances from Pulisic, Giroud and Havertz. Now, how did this game go? Well, it was often cagey. Although Chelsea had the majority of possession, they were sort of playing in the midfield third to then Tottenham's third. It wasn't camping them in their own 18-yard box or anything. Like I said at the top of the video, the most important thing in terms of their offensive threat was keeping both Kane and Son quiet, which Chelsea did successfully. Defensively resolute, and it is impressive in that sense. In terms of Chelsea chances, well, Tammy sort of did a dribble on the byline. Mason Mount himself did a decent dribble into the box and a wild shot on his left. He also had another long-range drive that was pretty good later on in the game. And of course, a few chances, not many chances. I imagine Chelsea's XG is a lot higher than Tottenham's in this game, but I haven't checked. We all probably were watching this, certainly I was thinking, right, I tweeted at a point in this game, I think maybe half time, that Chelsea had completed 2 dribbles to Tottenham 7. Now I know that's not the game plan, we're trying to open them up with incisive passing, but ultimately when they're camped in their own defensive third like that, sometimes you just need someone to carry the ball through the lines. Now Mateo Kovacic was doing that in the midfield, we probably needed someone doing that a little bit further up, so Pulisic, Havertz can both do that, but Pulisic really is the live wire that was, calling out for this game. And as the game went on, we're getting more immaculate balls into the sort of area from Ziyech, James, Chilwell. And although Tammy was doing good work to get to the ball and his all-round game was looking pretty good in the first half, come the second half, it was like, we need Giroud. These perfect balls need to go onto Giroud's head. In my opinion, he probably could have come on a bit earlier, but the substitutions were the right substitutions, and I sort of understand why perhaps you don't want to risk making them too early, especially when in the second half Chelsea were ascending. You know, we put on some decent pressure in the second half, but the goal didn't come, man. So let's go on and talk about some player performances in this game. Edouard Mendy continues to impress in goal, coming out making some solid, confident claims, as well as making a couple of decent saves in this game. Good with his feet, good passing, very cerebral goalkeeper, knows where his teammates are, very pleased. Ben Chilwell, pretty decent, not his best, but certainly a lot better than his last performance, if you ask me. Both centre-halves were pretty decent, except for Zuma's high-profile mistake just at the end of the second half, but generally defensively impressive from all of them. Reece James at right-back was very, very good indeed. He probably had the best distribution in the game in terms of crosses. Kante was superb, kept Harry Kane quiet in that sort of number 10 hole area. Decent. Kovacic for me was very, very good in terms of his ball progression up the pitch, and defensively good. He's more defensive than Havertz in terms of the transitional threat from Tottenham, so it made sense of him being in there, and he was decent. And Mason Mount was good. He was probably our most threatening player going forwards, and he was a good in terms of his midfield industry. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, disagree with me if you think I'm wrong, and go down in the comment section below as we move into the front three. Tammy had a good first half. He had some great moments, obviously very important in terms of defending corners, but he wasted 2 free chances that, fair enough, 1, maybe 2, but you're not allowed 3, mate. You know, that's why I think Giroud should have come on a little bit sooner, and he would have gobbled up some of those chances, I think. But I understand why Tammy started. Hindsight's a bitch. Werner, he had some good moments. That offside goal in the first half, what a finish! You know he's a goal scorer, man, and he had some good industry. He's probably a bit overtired. I think that's why he came off for Pulisic and he wasn't moved around somewhere else. But yeah, what a goal that would have been if that was a goal. That slight offside call. I mean, it was offside, but damn, what a finish. Hakim Ziyech, not his best game, made some good passes. I think he had a great chance when he cut inside into the box and he hit it with his left and he skied it, and he put his hands in his face because he knows, man, he should be finishing that. So yeah, like I said, Tammy was frustrating, a few good things, but also a few notable bad things. And then with the substitutes, Havertz didn't really get to do anything in the game. Giroud had a couple of chances, made by himself, but you know, probably could have done better in terms of his finishing quality. And Pulisic looked explosive. We all understand why he didn't start this game, because he's been out, and you're not going to drop him into a game against Tottenham, such a high-profile game, when the first team can't even play competitive games against the academy to get him match fit because they're all in their own bubbles. So, you know, no one can critique Frank Lampard for not starting Pulisic. It was the right way to do it, although he looked magnificent when he came on. Superb. And really, that's pretty much the player performances. So let's talk about moving forwards then. People are talking about both these teams being in a title race, and you can understand why. They're superb. Jose looks prime Jose again, and Chelsea just look incredibly exciting, but also defensively resolute. And to be honest, man, 3 0-0 draws. Tottenham, United and Sevilla. And if you look at how teams win titles and, you know, picking and choosing when to go, when to get a draw, when to get a clean sheet, this is one of those games, man. Of course it's at Stamford Bridge, and of course historically we've always beaten at Tottenham at Stamford Bridge. And to be honest, we could have done it here. Frank Lampard went for it. Look at the substitutions. Pulisic, Havertz, Giroud. Look at, Jose Mourinho's substitutions. He was bringing on a left back, or a right back. Where does Davies play? A full back for a winger. Jose wanted to stink that up and get a point. He got exactly what he wanted. Frank Lampard went for it. Jose didn't. So you can't say Chelsea didn't go for a game against Tottenham, because we wanted to win that game. That's what Frank Lampard, Chelsea, the Chelsea fans, Roman Abramovich, you know, it being his 1000th game. Shout out to the big man who's changed Chelsea, of course. Probably should have said that at the top of the video. But it is what it is, man. It's not the end of the world. It's frustrating. We'll win other games, and both these teams are in a title race. So it's interesting. It's exciting. What do you guys think? Make sure you get down into the comment section below and tell me your thoughts on this game. I want the collective Chelsea fan opinion, so make sure you do express yourself in the comment section below. If you have enjoyed the content that I've provided for you today, please do drop a like. It helps me out a lot, man. Anything else, you can follow me on Instagram at FootballYannick. Remember, daily videos here on Football Therapy, so come round tomorrow, catch a Chelsea news video, and we'll see what's going on with the mighty Blues. We move, man. We're in this title race. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.